Welcome to Alan Colmes Versus, where we discuss some of the more controversial things said in the recent news cycle on both traditional and digital media. The epitome of what we'd like to call around here fair and balanced. Joining me today via Skype, president of TruNews.com. That's Rick Wiles. Rick, thank you for talking to us today.
Hello, Alan.
You said they killed Antonin Scalia. Who's they? Who did that?
I think we ought to spend some time investigating the mysterious death of the Supreme Court Justice. By the way, Alan, apologize if there's a lot of noise around here. I'm on the convention floor of the National Religious Broadcasters Convention in Nashville. It opens up Wednesday. We're here building our exhibit booth. We're launching a new app called Praiser, and so there's a lot of activity around us. So you may hear forklifts, and there may be construction workers walk past me. So I apologize.
We like the real-time, real-life quality of that. Why do you think Scalia was? You think he was killed? What do you mean?
What do they do? There's something mysterious about his death, and you know, there's just so many unanswered questions, and I don't know if something is definitely being covered up, and either it's the manner in which he died or the reason he was at the ranch. But there's definitely a cover-up underway.
Everything cover-up by whom? You said the regime when you talked on True News on your show. You mean the Obama regime, the Obama administration, somebody in Obama's? Who knocked him off?
Well, I don't know. But when I talk about the regime, I'm talking about the people that control Obama and the Bushes.
Who are those people? Who do you mean?
There's a shadow government. There's a shadow government that controls this country, controls the Western nations.
Who does that consist of?
Well, I don't know.
Are you talking about the military? Are you talking about some unseen forces? Who are you referring to?
I would say, Alan, if you could start at the Bilderberg Group, the Council on Foreign Relations, Trilateral Commission, the central banks, you know, that would be a good place to start. There's definitely a regime that has its tentacles wrapped around the United States and Western nations. It's the same regime that's pushing us towards World War with Russia. There is a regime, and I think that they killed Kennedy. I think they killed John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. I think that's when the takeover began, was in '63.
Now, Rick, you know this sounds like wacko conspiracy stuff, right?
I don't care what you think it is.
I mean, you talk about numerology. You've talked about the 44th president, and he was killed, in your view, on the 44th day of some occurrence that you're referring to?
Well, I just brought up the fact that numerology shows up in a lot of news events. You know, go back and review Christine Lagarde's speech about a year ago when she kept talking about dropping the zeros and the magical importance of certain numbers. That was Christine Lagarde, the IMF. She's the one who was making references to numerology. I just watch these people, and I notice a trend in their behavior, their words. But Alan, listen, there is a regime that controls this country, and Eisenhower warned us about it when he left the White House. He warned about the military-industrial complex. And as a good, solid liberal, I would think you would agree with me on that.
Well, you say that actually it was the 44th day of the year. You're saying he was killed, 44th president. Are you then trying to suggest that Obama had anything to do with this?
No, I have no idea. I think there should be a thorough investigation. There's a lot of unanswered questions about Judge Scalia's.
Well, you know, his family has said, you know, we know this was natural causes. Here's a 79-year-old guy, not in great health. His health so poor that they couldn't perform shoulder surgery on him. It's nothing unusual for somebody in this level of health, in this age, to have this happen.
So, Alan, all right, first of all, the family, you can expect that. A grieving family wants to just bring closure. You never have anybody make a rational, intelligent decision when they're involved in a highly emotional state. And then you have the family wanting to protect the reputation of Judge Scalia. But let's talk about the fact He returned the previous day from Hong Kong. That's my understanding. He was in Hong Kong. Then he flies to Texas. He's on a chartered. He goes to Texas, to Houston, as the invited guest of this wealthy businessman, John Poindexter, who will not tell us why the justice was there with 40 other people, and he won't tell us who the 40 other people were, who were invited by Mr. Poindexter, all expenses paid.
Well, Rick, we're not going to have time to delve into all of that. We're just about out of time. But tell me, what do you want to come out of all this and your presentation about what you think actually happened? What do you want the result to be?
Well, I'll tell you what. We posted on TruNews.com today a list of unanswered questions. Let's get some answers to these questions. Why was the justice there? Why did they have to go through 3 justices of the peace to get somebody to declare him dead? No doctor was brought there. No medical, the ambulance didn't show up. No EMT, no paramedics. All of this is very bizarre. We're talking about the Supreme Court justice, and he's just declared dead by a wealthy businessman who happened to find him in the room with a pillow over his head.
Well, Lee, we'll have to leave it right there for now. I thank you very much, Rick, for talking to us. You can follow Rick on Twitter at TruNews, TRU, TruNews. I'm Alan Colmes. Thanks for watching.